Hello and welcome to Reid Adventures. Today I'm at one of my local dive spots and we're going to be talking about buoyancy. So the first thing that we're going to look at is ensuring that we have the proper weight. Now the main way that a lot of the training agencies teach you to test your weight is to let all of the air out of your BCD, inhale a breath, hold that breath, and if you float right at eye level, then you have the appropriate amount of weight. As you exhale, then you would sink down into the water. Where that's all well and good, you also need to check your weighting at the end of your dive when your tank is at 500 psi or 34 bar. And what that does is that ensures whenever you're ending your dive, you'll still be able to safely complete your safety stops without having to fight and struggle to keep from shooting straight up to the surface. So it's a balance there, because as you breathe the air in your tanks, that changes the buoyancy of your tanks. We dive still 100s around here most of the time, and the buoyancy characteristics do not change nearly as much as say if you're diving a aluminum 80. The aluminum 80 actually goes from being negatively buoyant whenever it's full to being positively buoyant whenever it's empty. So that will change your buoyancy characteristics. Steel tanks, not quite so much. So we're going to get suited up and get into the water, and we're going to ensure the proper weighting. And then once we get the weighting correct, then we're going to start working on the trim positions. Here I'm diving in fresh water with my Hollis Neotech semi-dry suit that has neoprene ranging from 6 to 8 millimeters thick, providing good insulation, but also a lot of buoyancy to overcome. I am beginning the first dive with 16 pounds of weight. As you can see, even holding in a breath, when I let all the air out of my BCD, I submerge quickly, indicating that I am overweight. After surfacing, we return to the shore where my dive buddy and cameraman helps me remove 2 pounds from the trim pockets of my BCD. Now with 14 pounds of weight, we try again. The 2 pounds difference has made a significant change in the initial speed of my descent. You can see that holding my breath, I still begin to sink into the water column very slowly. I decide to leave it for now and we continue our dive. I want to test 14 pounds of weight at the end of my dive to see how it is at my safety stops. Okay, so with dive 1 complete, I drained my tank down to 432 psi at the end of the dive, and with 14 pounds I was still able to sink really easily. So I think at this point I'm going to reduce down to 12 pounds and see how that does. I can tell that my trim is a little bit off. I'm still a little bit heavy in the feet, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to move some weight further up, possibly by moving the weights out of the front pockets into the back, because those are the heavier weights, and that'll put a little bit further up on my back. And then I'll put the lighter weights in the dump pockets on the wing BCD. So I'm diving with my Ziegel Ranger LTD BCD. It's a wing style BCD that has dumpable weight pockets in the front. It's pretty slimline though. I really enjoy it. It does have some small pockets here on the front that you can use, but it's fairly robust, yet still streamlined. It's got a 44-pound lift capacity, which is more than I would ever need. So yeah, let's get set up for dive number 2. On our second dive with only 12 pounds of weight, you can see how much slower my initial descent is. It's very easy to control the descent with very little air into my BCD at approximately 25 feet. With the proper weighting squared away, now it's time to have some fun.
It was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. We found holes in these walls, we like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls, the final straw. Oh, I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door. Living in a dark, clouded haze, we danced, we fought. We were bound to make mistakes, real love, we thought. But it was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on wire, reckless it seemed. I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door. I had no reason to complain. I didn't have the words to explain.
After draining our tanks pretty low, it was time to complete our safety stop and end the dive. We had spent the entire dive fighting the flow and heading upstream. Now it was time to be rewarded for our efforts. When completing our safety stop at 15 feet, we were right in the middle of the water column where the flow was the fastest, and we were able to sit back and watch the underwater world go flying by. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can really help out the channel by making sure that you like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure to share the video as well. And as always, thanks for watching.